Shit Volume 1 coming out soon. But first, Overreaction, Week 15. Here we go.
So basically, Jalen, I'm already effing up. Yeah, I'm right. Jalen Hurts was basically said to be sick that game, and A.J. Brown basically said no excuses. Philadelphia has been reeling on the back end. They haven't done well. They've played pretty badly, and this is because they're not running the ball. They're not utilizing their offense. They're running the wrong schemes, and it's because they want to run this spread option. That's fine if you want to do that, but sometimes it's good to get DeAndre Swift involved sometimes, because what Swift can do, he can go downhill on you. He's a guy who's tough. You know, he can get the tough yards for you. He can make the plays for you. You know, he does things and he also can block, and he does things that could change the course of a game. Jalen Hurts has been very bad this year, mostly because of the play calling. Jalen is not a 30 to 40, he's not a 40 to 50 attempt or 30 to 40 attempt type of player. He's a guy who you want to play between 20 to 30. You know, now down the stretch, he has shown a knack to be very clutch. But to me, they've lost these games. It's just been some bad games. Bradbury has been getting toasted all year. The corners have not been well. The linebackers this game, they were getting exposed by Kenneth Walker. Like I said, Shaq Leonard is going to take time for him to get acclimated with the team. Once he gets acclimated, there'll be a better front seven. See, people don't understand football or sports in general, that it takes time for a person who's with a new team to get adjusted to what's going on. Now, I don't want to hear no excuses from 49er fans or their coaching staff or their people over there. If they don't win this year, I don't want to hear it. You know, I don't want to hear the bullshit. You know, because I'm sick and tired of Kyle Shanahan getting to these positions and he chokes. Whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's the semis, or whether it's not the semis, the divisional rounds, or whether it's the conference championships, he has shown that they have not been able to pull through. Now, everybody is trying to say, well, Brock Purdy is head above heels above Jimmy G. I mean, is he really, though? Is he really? They're the same quarterback. It's just different timing. Brock Purdy's a little more athletic. You know, he can move around a little bit. You know, he could move around a little bit. He can improvise a little bit within the pocket, or he can move outside and make some throws outside of the pocket, which is very unique for Brock Purdy. So CM23, I still think should be the MVP of the team. I mean, the guy's on a loaded team. So I don't get how he's the MVP candidate. It don't make sense to me. CM23 and Tyreek Hill, let me rephrase that. Tyreek Hill, then CM23 should be the best, should be the MVPs. You know, I don't want to hear about this quarterback league, whatever. Lamar Jackson, off of impact, I have him as my third guy on the MVP list. He doesn't have the numbers, but he really does have the numbers. See, people think you have to have these big numbers. He don't really need it. His team has really been holding the lead. They've led, or when it was time to come back, he made the plays to come back. The Rams game showed you a signature move when he threw that touchdown pass, then the 2-point conversion to Zay Flowers, who should be up for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I still think C.J. Stroud should win it. So, it's just been things like this. I didn't do a thing showing you guys film because I'm sick. I'm still sick and I work out in the cold and it's been raining down here. So I've been tired. I'll do some film work with you guys when I get better. I'm gonna do the film on the Randy Moss and Tyreek Hill thing because Wes Welker is way out of bounds. Way out of bounds. So, but really the overreaction is Dallas shows they can't win on the road, and still the king, basically like I told you about them Eagles, I still don't think Dallas could beat the Eagles in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I really believe this Eagles team, when it get to the playoffs, they're going to turn it around. I really believe so. I just believe they've been going through these struggles. They've been going through the motions. I think they'll win at least a game or two down the stretch, and they'll be in that wild card where they'll be on the road. I think Dallas will win the division, but I think Dallas will lose at home. I don't think Dallas is going to win at home. I've seen this before where Dallas has been undefeated at home, then they get to the playoffs, they get their ass handed to them. I've seen this storybook before. You got to show me something different. I'm going off a body of work. I really think the Cowboys are very fraudulent. I think all you have to do is run the ball against them. That's it. They don't have no linebackers. You know? They don't have no linebackers. They're basically the same as the Eagles. They don't have any linebackers. I still think Dak is, as far as quarterbacking, managing the game, I think he does a decent job, but then he turns into Yak Prescott where he plays where he's kind of drunk. And he looked terrible in that Bills game. It's like, dog, you got to be able to win on the road. You can't just win at home. So, so that's the things that are the difference. The 49ers, they're doing well. They're dominating. Like I said, they've probably been the best team so far this year. But I don't trust Kyle Shanahan. It's not that I don't think the team's not good enough to win. Look, if Brock Purdy and them win, they go to the Super Bowl, they win, you're not gonna get an argument from me. But to me, but to me, I just I just don't feel that Kyle can get it done. We've seen so much body of work of him choking, choking. And is he gonna run the ball? He runs CM23, I think, a little too much. He needs to put the other running backs in to balance it out and just have Purdy manage the game like he's been doing. In the Eagles game, I showed y'all the game, is that the Eagles were really staying by. They was doing their thing. The problem was Kyle Shanahan was calling his bullshit until he said, you know what, we just going to run the ball. I just don't know if I'm going to trust him in that big game where I need him to make the call, for us to take off, you know. But like I said, the NFC, I got the Niners one as the best team, clear cut in the NFC. Two, I got number two. I think I got the Detroit Lions. I would put them at two. I have the Eagles three, Cowboys four, and then five. I probably would put the Bucks. probably put the Bucks. So that's probably what I would do. The top 5 teams in NFC would be the Niners, Detroit, Philly, Dallas, and then the Bucks. I would say that's your top 5 teams of the NFC right now. Now, if we look at the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs they're in trouble. Yeah, they beat the Patriots, but they didn't look good. Offensively, they weren't all that. If it wasn't for Zappy throwing that pick and then I think another turnover happened, they could have won that game. Kadarius Toney, to me, in my opinion, I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he's not being utilized correctly. I think he's a running back or he's a gadget guy. I would use him at that. I wouldn't put him at receiver. I would leave Rashee Rice or Sky Moore there to handle the receiving part. And then I would only put Toney out there on certain plays. Because I showed you guys the film last week. Toney was balling early in the game. He balled out in the first half. The problem in everything, was, the second half came, Rashee Rice took over. And I just think they went away from Toney too much. They should have gave the ball to Toney to run it. Listen, if you got somebody that's hot in the first half, give them the ball again in the second half. Because you could have had Toney, you could have had Rashee Rice and them out there killing it. But see, Andy Reid always does this. He always does this. He always does this. He always overthinks things instead of just thinking. And then you had Patrick Mahomes on the sideline showing you that he's not a leader. How he is, like what he's saying and how he's getting mad at Kadarius Toney. I understand and everything how you feel, but at the same time, you're the guy. You're a 2-time MVP of the Super Bowl. So, what he needs to do is he needs to you know what? I got to keep my head together, bump it. I gotta stay calm. Now when Tom Brady gets upset, when he get upset, he'll berate somebody, he'll go in on the receiver, I understand. Brady did it too. The difference is Brady still at the same time was trying to teach that receiver what needs to be done, trying to show him the routes. Pat has to go over there, put his arm around Toney and tell him, look, man, I'm going to keep going to you. Like, you're going to keep getting the ball. I don't care. You're going to keep getting it. You're going to keep getting it. But also what Mahomes' problem is he can't run a functional offense. He doesn't know how to run on-script offense. He only can play off-script, which he's probably the best or one of the best we've ever seen of all time. Play an off-script game. It's amazing to watch. But defensively, I told you guys, the Chiefs are dangerous. I told everybody before the year, their defense is going to win them a lot of games. Because you got a front four who could pressure the quarterback and stop the run when it's time. They got linebackers. They got Bolden back. Let's see how long they keep him there. But the other guy, Gay, has been awesome. Excuse me. Gay has been tremendous. And the other guy for him has been good too. Their secondary, Snead and McDuffie, I told you guys, I think they could be the best duo cornerbacks in the league. Snead is just, oh my goodness, he's gotten so good. He's locking up guys like A.J. Brown. He's taking the best receiver every week. He gave it to Tyreek Hill. He shut Tyreek Hill down. Nobody remembers that. Nobody brings that up, but Tyreek Hill is better than Randy Moss. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Wes Welker, idiot. But we know why he said that, because he's a receiver coach from Miami, allegedly. Now, Baltimore is, I told you, the past 3-4 years, Baltimore is probably the best team in the league. The problem with Baltimore is they can't close. They can't. They can't close at all. You know, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a Harbaugh problem or what. But it's not even their offense. The problem is their defense. Their defense since 2015 has given up the most points and yards in the clutch of any team in the NFL. Right? So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about that? How are we going to change that? Or can we change it? You know, people are like, man, we need to get rid of Harbaugh. But who are you going to get? Coaches are trash. I mean, very trash. Especially situational football. That's the only issue. If the Ravens find a way to close the game, do what they're supposed to do, they'll be your new Super Bowl champions. For real. But if they can't, hey, it's going to mess you up. Gonna mess you up. Now, the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are, I call them the Phoenix Dolphins, or Detroit T like to call them the Miami Suns. Whatever you want to call them, that's what they are. A running gun, fun offense to watch. Now, do I think this team could get to the Super Bowl? Yeah, they could. Like, they actually could get to a Super Bowl. And could win it. They could win it. Right? They could win it. They could win the whole thing. The issue with them is defensively. Their defense isn't really that good. You know? Their defense is not that good. And that's going to be the problem with them. That's what's going to be the problem with them down the stretch. Plus, can Tuna Fish stay healthy? Yeah, he's made it this far, but hey, still some season left. Still got the playoffs. Anything can happen. Just saying. Just saying. So, we'll watch out for them, though. But they could win it. If they get hot, they could go and win it. I mean, it's up for grabs this year. This is probably the most up for grabs that we've had for a long time. You know? Now, who else do we got? We got the Cincinnati Bengals have gotten hot all of a sudden with Browning at quarterback. You have some people saying, man, Browning running the offense a lot better than Joe Burrow. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's chill out, you know. Let's chill out. Let's not go overboard with that. Excuse me. Let's chill out with that. They can make it because the Bengals have a good defense. Their defense is underrated, and they got 3 receivers who could be number ones on any team. Yet T. Higgins is the best receiver, which I kept telling everybody. Shout out to Q. Told you so. Excuse me. So, now the Jaguars are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 1 minute, they look like the team we all expected to win it all. And then you see another game and you like, these guys are terrible. Like, what the hell? But you don't know because that's just how it is. If the Jaguars play like they're supposed to play, like the Jaguars could go to the Super Bowl. Listen, the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Jags, the Browns, the Bengals, the Colts. And I told y'all it was going to be 3 teams out the AFC North, right? I told y'all AFC North is the toughest division. I just didn't know the Steelers lost Kenny Pickett. If the Steelers would have never lost Kenny Pickett to injury, they would be in the playoffs, not the Bengals. But let's get back to what we're talking about. The Browns could win it. Defensively, the Browns got the best defense in the league. Period. In the league. I don't want to hear about the Niners. They played the Niners already, right? Didn't they beat their ass? Exactly. They locked their ass up. They had Debo limp out the game because he was talking all that cash. He was limping. The Browns have the best defense in the whole conference. They're better than the Niners. I will put them slightly above the Niners. And they have a linebacker who has just been awesome this year. He's been turning up. I've been watching him. He low-key might be up there with one of the best middle linebackers in the game. His name is Awusu. What is it? Yeah, Awusu Koromoa. Dude is raw. Inside linebacker. Dude can cover and play the run. Dude is amazing. But that's what I'm saying. You got them, Bengals, Colts, and the Bengals are hot right now. Nobody wants to see the Bengals right now. I'm just telling you, if the Bengals mess around and get that 6th seed and the Dolphins keep the 2nd seed, Chiefs keep that 3rd seed, Chiefs are going to be in trouble. First round, Bengals could go in there for the upset. I'm telling you, this Bengals team is a bad matchup for that Chiefs team. I'm just saying. Then you got the Jags against the Browns. I believe in that one. The Browns will mess around and go to Jacksonville and beat their ass because Jacksonville sucks at home. Right? And then you'll have the Colts and Dolphins. I could see the Colts upset. I could see the lower seeds in this first round beating the top seeds in the AFC. I could see that. Now in the NFC, I don't believe so. I believe, like I said, I believe the Lions and Vikings. If the Lions play the Vikings, I think they'll beat the Vikings. The Rams go against either the Cowboys or the Eagles at that number 2. The Rams gonna give them trouble. I think the Rams could beat both of those teams. Seriously. And my Tampa Bay Bucks, if they play either the Cowboys or the Eagles, I'm not the Cowboys. Yeah, we could play the Cowboys, Eagles, because one of them would come to us. I think we could win those games. You still have the Seahawks still able to get in, the Saints still able to get in, So we'll see. Now the Texans are still on the bubble. They're 8-6. The Bills are 8-6. So I could see the Bills messing around and sneaking in and them kicking the Colts out. But if the Bills get in, the Bills could mess around and go all the way. Because I believe the Bills could beat the Dolphins because defensively they're tougher. And I think Allen is a little better than Tuna Fish. So we'll see. Broncos still have a chance. So do the Steelers. Slim chance, but they got a chance. But that's how I look at it. Like I said, AFC, I got the Ravens as the best teams in AFC. My power rankings, I got the Ravens 1. I got the Chiefs number 2. Yeah, I got the dang, sorry about that, y'all. Dropped something. I got in AFC, I got the Ravens 1. These are my power rankings, guys. This isn't the order, that's the playoffs. Number 2, I got the Chiefs being the second best team behind the Ravens. The third best team, I'm going to shock everybody, I got the Browns. I think the Browns are the third best team in the AFC. Seriously. I got the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Browns. After the Browns, I got the Bengals. Okay? So I got the Ravens, I got the Chiefs, I got the Browns, I got the Bengals. Now, who is that fifth team? That fifth best team, I'll probably go with the Dolphins. Mainly because the Dolphins are a little more consistent than the Jags. So I'll go with the Dolphins. So that's my order. That's my overreaction week 15. Tell me, how did you like it? I know I didn't do any film work this time, but next time I'll try better to be better. I'm about to lay it down and get over this sickness. So thank you guys, man, for your love and your support. Thank y'all for everything you guys do for the page, donating. Like I said, make sure you just like the video if you're not going to donate. But if you're going to donate, I got a Cashapp, I got a Zelle. It's in the description box. You guys can super chat when we go live or premiere, or you could leave a super thanks. So it's no excuse for you not to donate. So thank you guys for your love and blessings. We out. Deezy.